Well. It is Tuesday, May 23rd. Do you like how I looked at the screen just to figure out what day time it is? Because it's been a blur for me, but not for you. We are going to do a DraftKings draft. We went into Discord. We asked what you guys wanted to draft tonight, and overwhelmingly, people wanted to see a DraftKings Millie draft. So it's going to be myself. It's going to be Jesse Wilkins. We're going to draft the team. We're going to draft the $1 million team on May 23rd. And everyone's going to look back at this stream and be like, oh, Rob really is the smartest person in best ball. We should have been listening to him so much more than we do. All right, let's get going.
3, 2, 1, liftoff.
Well. Welcome in, Jesse Wilkins. And I just want to do a quick introduction of who Jesse is. So you might have seen him do some of our shorts. He's been working behind the scenes for months now. He does some of our video editing. He just is doing a ton of stuff. He produces all the music. That intro music you hear is from him. So we finally were able to get him on a stream, and just want to say welcome, sir.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me on. It's a dream come true. You stole my thunder, though. I was going to be like, wow, that is such a good song. And where did you get it from? So that joke's out the window. I'm out of jokes. I'm excited. Good. I'm excited to get into some DraftKings best ball. What's the grand prize here? What is this tournament?
This is the $10 $1 million up top for the winner, and it's playoff format. So like I said, we asked the Discord, and Discord wanted the DraftKings one. So we're going to hop in that right now, because I do have a hard out at 8 o'clock tonight. So we need to get right in this thing, get drafting. And it looks like we need 6. So if you are in the chat and you want to draft with us, you're vying for one other spot to make the playoffs, because I'm guaranteeing victory with this team. So it's a 1 out of 11 chance for you to advance, which is worse than normal. Normally you have a 2 out of 12 chance, but not this time, because I'm going to win. And Jesse, I'm just going to need you to shut up for the rest of the show.
All right, sounds good. I was already muted. I was ready to be shut up the rest of the show.
Man, I am getting 7 to 12 pick on all of these freaking drafts lately, and it is infuriating. But
yeah, I did 2 today. I had the number 2 pick, and then I got the number 5 pick, and I kind of like both of them. So,
oh, look, we got Jake in the chat. He's in at the 9. Nice. Thanks
for
joining us, Jake. And so I don't particularly hate the 7 pick, because as long as you get a top 10 pick, there's a guy that I like. You kind of get squeezed out of the 3rd round a little bit on the players, but sometimes you can still get Ramondre or something like that. It's not the worst, but I just love setting up like a Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase team, come back with Pollard, kind of hit one of the wide receivers on the 3rd round, and feel like I'm off to the races a lot of the times. But mixing it up.
Or you could do what someone in my draft did earlier, which is take 11 quarterbacks.
That's what you got to do to win. So
I'd be surprised if that one doesn't get voided out. But yeah, once he was at his 7th quarterback, that's when I texted you guys. I was like, I don't know. Have you seen this strategy before, Rob?
Yeah, that's the get the draft thrown out strategy. Mm-hmm. We got Matt in here as well. He's got the 2 pick. We've got Rob B at the corner, I guess. So lots of friends and family draft here. So I don't think we're going to get voided, but it's DraftKings, and DraftKings is even crazier than Underdog a lot of time. They got to fix this draft starts in 2 minutes thing, though. It takes entirely too long to get these drafts started. It's a 20 round thing. So Rob's got the 12 pick. I wasn't sure if he had the 1 or the 12. So Rob is Howard the dog. I like it. I enjoy the name. Good stuff. We have a Step Brothers at the 8 icon.
I filled up quick.
Yeah, they've been you get in these DK ones, they've been going quick. Like I said, we asked the Discord what they would prefer to do today, and it just went DK. And so people are loving the DK, which is good. And just to show some of our tools off, you can kind of see my ownership percentages on these players, what I have for players. And as you can see, I have not gotten the number 1 overall pick in this tournament yet. I have a 0% Justin Jefferson situation going on, which sucks.
Huh.
Yeah.
That is interesting. I was wondering about these tools earlier. I was watching back some of your old streams today, and I was like, how do you get these fancy percentages and stuff?
Well,
and now I know.
It's because it's the tools for the company that we work for, Jesse. I'm glad you're aware.
I was just giving you an opportunity to pitch the product, Rob. Okay? Obviously, I know that.
And the one thing that we do have as well is the fancy DraftKings draft board, since they didn't make their own. Although I saw some rumors that they had one up for like 5 minutes earlier and it went back down. But if you have the Spike Week tools, you do have access to that. So we're going to be coming up on the clock here. It's looking like our options are going to be like Tyreek, possibly Bijan, Stephon Diggs, Eckler, AJ Brown. Is there anyone there that sticks out to you that you're hoping we can grab here?
I mean, if Tyreek doesn't get scooped up here, then okay, and he didn't get scooped up here, so I feel like we got to grab him, right?
Yeah, we can
in this position with it being full point PPR on the DraftKings platform.
Yeah, so Eckler is a strictly DraftKings pick for me. The only time I'm taking him is on DraftKings, unless like something crazy happens on DK. I mean, on Underdog. Yeah. Oh, look at Al. Al is a crossover, guys.
That's a familiar face right there.
Jake says 2 minute start time and the first pick still goes auto pick. I know, right? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
We got a petition for at least 2.5 minutes going forward.
Yeah, we got to make sure that just give them an hour. Just figure it out.
I remember last year I texted you. I'm like, hey, how come there's 72 hours in between picks? What did I do here? Whatever that was, the slow draft on Best Ball.
Yeah,
I was shocked when I found out that was a thing.
Yeah, there are people that swear by the slow drafts, and I understand it. It's not for me. I'm going to have to fire a ton of slow drafts in July because you are not allowed to draft in Nevada. So I have to register for drafts before I go to the World Series of Poker. So the only way to do it is to register and then draft after you've already registered. So
the way that works, if you're traveling, you can still do your draft as long as you had started the draft somewhere else?
Correct. So like when I was working in Connecticut a lot, I used to have to register my drafts before I crossed the border in order to do my drafts.
Stop me if this is illegal, but is that something you can use a VPN for?
Well, you probably can't. A lot of these sites have like really good detection on that. And if you were ever caught, you would 100% be banned for the rest of your life. So
we wouldn't recommend it here at Spike Week.
No, we do not recommend taking the VPN method. All right. So we have some thoughts here. We can do one of the elite quarterbacks. We can do Jalen Waddle. We can grab Tony Pollard. Is there anyone you're leaning towards here?
I do like Pollard here.
Okay.
And we don't have much time here, so up to you.
We'll grab Pollard. We have the week 16 correlation. We could have grabbed Waddle for the double stack potential later. It's okay, Josh. He's in Massachusetts. We're allowed to draft here. He was just curious.
Just feeling things out here, you know.
I have a thought that I'm working out a little bit with the elite quarterbacks. I know everyone's really shocked about that, but their value, I need to do some research into 300-yard games last year, but I'm wondering if the elite quarterback value is entirely greater on DraftKings and they're going in the same spots over here based on the bonus points you get for a 300-yard passing game. So I'm going to dig into those numbers this week and kind of come up with a theory on that, if it matters or not. My gut tells me it does. My gut's telling me that the value is much greater to get them on DraftKings. So that is something I'm going to be diving into a bit. Let me pull the draft board back up. So on our draft board, we can see our players highlighted, which is nice. Looks like a relatively normal draft for DraftKings. Good job, everybody. We didn't have any, crazy picks in that first round. The second round's pretty normal. So that's good. Usually there's one guy just firing into the abyss. Some random ass teams. Man, that is super interesting. Seeing Lamar and Mark Andrews have to go at the 2-3 turn to get that stack.
This happened in another one of your drafts. I was watching back.
Yeah, I just don't think I can do it. Like it just feels too rich for me. I mean, we're talking Lamar going 5 picks after Mahomes, 7 picks after Jalen Hurts, 2 after Josh Allen. Man, I like Lamar Jackson, but to me, there's a clear separation between those 3 and him, and I just don't think I'm going to be getting any Lamar this year.
Yeah, I'm going to be low ownership on Lamar. That's a little early for my blood as well. I respect the idea of it, but
yeah, I mean, if you're into it, like I don't.
They're both coming off.
Hate it.
Sorry, they're both coming off down years, and you could have a bounce back from both of them. But
Lamar's coming off the injury. Mark Andrews, he did have the down year, but that entire offense was down. They have the new offensive coordinator this year, so they should be a bit better in theory. But
yeah, if OBJ isn't a corpse, then that could open things up.
OBJ is a corpse. It's going to be Zay Flowers that they're going to have to rely on. Rashad Bateman. The OBJ thing is not going to work out for them. It's just, I love OBJ. I think more than anyone that I was
of course,
a gigantic OBJ fan, but sometimes it's just done for. So this is interesting. We do have Stevenson on board. We could grab him. I'm not opposed to it. Getting Pollard, Stevenson. We have our elite wide receiver with Tyreek Hill. Do you have any pushback on that?
Oh, if you pick a Patriots player, I'm going to take him. I'll take Mac Jones right now if you ask me to.
Yeah. This is kind of like where I'm leaning with Josh. It's like, is Odell even going to make it through the whole season with the Ravens? I think that it's likely he does, but I do think that there is a possibility that he's just gone.
Cut might be a stretch, but could he be placed on IR twice? Maybe.
I mean, there's that too. And then they have to, just dial up Deshaun Jackson and roll him out there again. So this is going to be an interesting build for us because I usually don't always tap these running backs early. So we're doing Tyreek, Pollard, Ramondre Stevenson. And this is going to lead me to probably want to push running back 3 a ton. Matt says the video Odell released the other day of him running routes looked like it was in slow motion. It looks like I do everything in slow motion. So shout out to him for putting a video out.
The last thing he wants to do is injuring himself on like a promo video, though. Like, look at me, I'm back, and there goes the hammy. Yeah.
Oh man, blows the other ACL. Yeah, that would not be great. In the chat, what are some of the interesting things you've seen over the last week in these drafts? Is the Madison price getting too out of control for you guys? Because I was like in on Madison from the jump. And now I'm starting to see him go like round 5, round 6 sometimes. And I'm just like, ugh, I love Madison this year. I mean, we know Dalvin Cook's probably leaving the Vikings. I say probably. It's pretty much going to be a done deal. Yeah, so Josh is with me on the Madison price. It just, these guys get out of hand sometimes. And I understand the Madison price. Like, I understand the jump up. It's just, a guy that I was going to be extremely overweight on, I'm not going to be anymore. Ooh, Anthony Richardson's fallen. That's interesting. Have to keep an eye on that in this draft. All right, we see Keenan Allen go. Let's look at this board real quick, see what we're setting up for here. The D-Hop news, we talked about it Monday night. D-Hop really feels like he's moving after that interview that he had. I'm not sure if everybody caught that, but like the way he was talking, that dude is basically gone.
I'll have to listen to that interview, but it sounded like for a while that it was a sure thing that he was going to be gone. And
yeah,
everyone was just speculating on where he was going to end up. And then it seemed like they worked things out. And now it's we're back on the rocks again.
Well, he had an interview.
Who are we taking here?
We're going to grab DJ Moore here. We need that second wide receiver.
I'm a little lower on Kenneth Walker. Just went a little nervous about the second round rookie that they drafted. If he's going to eat up
Charbonnet.
Yeah.
I mean, I still like Walker. I still like Charbonnet, but especially with this particular team where we've already drafted Pollard and Ramondre, going with Tyreek and DJ Moore. I want to hammer wide receiver, take a detour somewhere for a quarterback probably.
For sure.
I'm imagining we're going to be punting tight end per usual.
I like both of our running back picks, but I got stressed out not taking a wide receiver in either of those rounds.
It hurts a lot. Josh is saying that Pierre Strong is now creeping up into round 16 to 17. I wonder if that's a direct correlation because of me and Eric's conversation last night where I had to yell at people about James Robinson.
Yeah, Al says that the hate for Ken Walker has gone overboard. I don't know. And it's not necessarily hate from my end. It's just nervousness. Like, is he just going to be a goal line back? Is he even going to be a goal line back? So he's definitely not going to be. I mean, he was never the pass catching guy. He wasn't in college and he wasn't last year. So he's not going to get those full point PPR, that value out of him.
Yeah, I mean, he might be a better pick on underdog for sure because of that type of stuff. But I still like Kenneth Walker. It's just the range that he's going. I'm generally trying to tap wide out. So it's probably a leak in my game that I don't have enough Kenneth Walker, to be perfectly honest. And I might need to correct that situation. What's going to be interesting.
I'm not opposed and I'm not nervous about his production. I'm just a little bit nervous about his production. But I think he's going to start off the season hot too. I think the first 3 or 4 games, we're talking about a rookie running back, so they're not going to work him in overboard right away. So
we thought that with Kenneth Walker last year a little bit, and he just came out the gate. So
we also that with Najee Harris 2 years ago, right?
Oh boy, don't bring up Najee. They will bring the pitchforks out in the chat. We do not like Najee Harris and the Spike Week chats. Now, our buddy Felix, big Najee fan. Big Najee fan. Won him $1 million 2 years ago.
Oh, baby. Yeah, I'd be a big Najee fan too. I'd draft him first overall every year if he won me.
He literally did that last year. He drafted him in the first round with every pick. And I think Felix lost a lot of money last year because of that. But he won $1 million. So, all right, we are going to be coming back up on the board here. So we've kind of lost out on some people here. We could be going with Chris Godwin. We could grab Trevor Lawrence and try to backdoor stack him if we wanted to grab him as our quarterback. Or we could grab Kittle at tight end. Anyone that stands out to you?
I don't hate scooping up Lawrence. We've seen quarterbacks go early. We could try to build a stack or just run out there.
All right. Yeah, we can grab him.
I'm not opposed to Kittle, but it's another thing. You don't know how much of a year we're going to get out of him.
Well, it's the quarterback situation, right? And it doesn't help when you hear the head coach come out today and say, only God knows when Brock Purdy is going to start again. Apparently, I just grabbed Jake's stack. Sorry about that. I apologize that we grabbed Lawrence. This is what we do, though. I ruined it. Oh, man, I didn't even notice you were setting up the Calvin Ridley, Christian Kirk double.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Oh, no. I'm the worst, Jake. I'm the worst. I should have been paying attention. I would have let him fall if that were the case, if I had seen that. Hold on. You're going okay, Jake. You have Jalen Hurts in the second, and you're upset that I didn't let you get Trevor Lawrence. Relax. Just relax over there with your Jalen Hurts, Trevor Lawrence team. You're good. You're fine. I don't want to hear it. I rescind everything. I rescind my condolences. All right, so
did Joe Mixon just go? What's the deal? Is he? I think he's going to the Rams, right? Or that's the rumors, at least as of late.
Is there Rams rumors? Because I didn't.
There are Rams rumors as of 8 hours ago.
I missed those. As far as I knew, he was probably just staying in Cincinnati. They didn't draft anybody unless they're looking to pick somebody up. I'll have to look into those rumors. I did not hear those.
I'm looking at it right now via Sports Illustrated. Rams linked to Bengals running back Joe Mixon in trade rumor. That doesn't sound very reassuring.
I mean, why are the Rams trying to trade for him? Like, that literally doesn't make any sense. I don't understand.
Not much. And I think Cam Akers could actually bounce back this year.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's high on Cam Akers this year. They have some guys behind him that people like Zach Evans. So I don't understand why they would be linked to Joe Mixon. Seems weird.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we're about to come up right now. Can we pull up our team real quick?
Yes, we have Lawrence, Pollard, Stevenson, Tyreek Hill, DJ Moore. So we need to fire a wide receiver here.
Yes, we do.
Do you like Evans or do you like Tony more?
You should like Evans more, right?
I
think I trust that Evans can. I'd go Evans over Tony here.
I am a Tony over Evans guy, but that's why it's good to draft with other people because they will steer you into other builds. And as you can see, I already have 38% Kadarius Tony. So we technically don't need to draft Kadarius Tony right now.
I mean, I obviously expect a drop off for Mike Evans this year. But if you get a drop off from Tony, then what's he going to play one game this year? So it's I do hope that Tony is better. Obviously, he's got a great quarterback situation. So it's I don't know, a roll of the dice with that KC offense, in my opinion.
Well, all of the wide receivers are, you just don't know what's going on. You think it's just Kelsey, and then it's whack-a-mole for the wide receiver position. But Kadarius Toney just provides the most upside, in my opinion.
I think he's the most talented wide receiver they have.
Yeah,
if he can stay on the field and
if he actually gets a snap share, if he can run a decent amount of routes, like it's all question marks really in terms of that. So let's open the draft board back up. We do see Kadarius Toney go. See Jordan Addison go. So for me, I still think we're going to be firing wideouts here. Like, again, we have two studs at RB. We're really banking on them to carry us most weeks. So we want to be rotating some of these wide receivers in and out. And we see JSN go. The Seattle Seahawks in general are going to be a real interesting team to watch the ADPs of throughout the offseason. I don't know if they're going to move too much, but that preseason week 1 comes, if JSN actually goes off, he could really not just shake up his ADP, but Tyler Lockett's, maybe some of the running backs drop a little bit. I doubt it, but it could happen. Those are the things that we're going to be looking at. We see Madison go round 7, which is, I think, fair. I think round 7 for Madison is fair. I don't hate it.
Yeah, I mean, you see some drafts where people get a little bit over ambitious on Madison as of late, but it's not too bad. I mean, with how well Geno Smith performed, he's a quarterback that really goes off the board really late. Zero respect on his name, you know.
So Geno and oh my God, I am drawing a blank here. Tua.
Oh, Tua. Okay.
Are two guys where their pieces go a lot earlier than them. And if we're believing the pieces, we have to believe in the quarterback, is my opinion. So if you do believe in those pieces, you should be drafting that quarterback a little bit higher. So when we grab Tyreek, we'll be looking to Tua for our second QB on this team for sure. We're not going to reach for him, but it's something we're going to want to look at. So we have two options here, in my opinion. We can be Deontay Johnson, or we can stack up Trevor Lawrence with Evan Ingram.
Stack them up, baby.
I actually hate the ADP for Ingram. I think it's egregious, but the cost is the cost sometimes. So we know that the cost is round 8 or round 7 rather for Evan Ingram, sometimes early round 7.
Dude,
it is what it is.
It's like Ingram and Geno Smith, they met together. They're like, what if we started playing football like professionals last year? And they did. And they both just oh, where'd these guys come from? All of a sudden, they're great. So you gotta believe, you know? You gotta believe.
Yeah, so this is the question, Matt. And I think that's where he's supposed to be. So I don't think, again, I was going to be overweight on Madison. I had him on all my early teams for the most part. I was real high on him and had a big percentage. So it's going to drop. I'll have pretty much average with the field on him now. And if he starts going 5th, 4th round, I don't know if I'll have any, and I'll be underweight. question for one of us. What's your take on George Kittle? I'm usually team draft tight and late, but I continue to take Kittle every time he's there in the 5th or 6th round. I can take this one unless you want it.
Yeah, go ahead. I think we have the same exact opinion on this. So
I'm fine with Kittle personally. I think he's fine. I think he is going to be the security blanket for any quarterback that starts there. We don't want him with Trey Lance so much, but obviously Brock Purdy is the number one guy we want to pair him with. We don't know what the hell is going to happen with Brock Purdy. If it's somehow Sam Darnold, I still feel fine about Kittle, no matter what I think about Darnold. I think Kittle will still get the targets. Again, security blankets type stuff. And I think even Trey Lance will use him. But of all the 49ers, Kittle is the one that I'm the least worried about. Now, I'm not going crazy to get him. Another guy that I'll probably be smoothed out on my exposure on, but I will be drafting him. Debo, I'm having trouble pressing the button. Ayuk, I'm having a lot of trouble pushing the button. So Kittle, I do take. Everyone else, it's tough. It's just tough to take any of these other guys on that team when, we're looking at 3 different quarterbacks at the moment.
Yeah. I like Kittle. I mean, he still had a decent year, but despite the rotating quarterbacks last year, he still put up 11 touchdowns, 765 yards. So, I mean, he can get it done with whoever's behind center, but you're just more comfortable if you have a more stable quarterback situation. But if he starts dropping into the 5th, 6th round, like you said, I have a hard time not taking him as well.
I think we need to grab a wide receiver here. I'm going to grab Zay Flowers. It's either him or Sutton. Actually,
Flowers.
We're going to grab Sutton.
Okay.
It's a pivot.
I'm also, I don't even hate Alan Lazard in this position now that he's got teamed back up with Aaron Rodgers over in New York.
Yeah, he left the field with an injury today, which is not overly concerning because he was back on for 7-on-7 drills. But I think he's fine. Rodgers hurt his ankle today. I didn't see any follow-up on that. There might have been, and I missed it.
The follow-up is he went into a dark cave to seek healing. And he'll come out of the cave in a month. He'll be fine.
No Zay Flowers with Tyreek. It was a thought. I was looking at it. I have a feeling that Courtland Sutton's a little undervalued this year, and I understand people are nervous and they think Jerry Jeudy's number one. We still don't know. We still don't know what they're going to do with that offense this year. I have my concerns with Baltimore too, is the problem. I have big concerns with that Baltimore offense as a whole. I think there's probably a little more upside for the Baltimore offense, but I'm just a Sutton guy. I've always liked Courtland Sutton. I think he's just a solid wide receiver, and I don't mind adding him to this particular team. Not breaking that tie with just week 17 correlation. Not quite yet. Let's see what's left here.
Josh says Debo is being drafted like he's coming off this 2021 season still. I agree. I feel like his ADP is a little high. And then Rob says, as I am building a Niners stack. Yeah.
Damn, we get Tua taken from us, from the Waddle guy. I should have.
I didn't want to. We announce our intentions.
Well, I know, but we couldn't take Tua yet because we needed another wide receiver.
Yeah, no, it would be foolish to take him this early.
Yeah, so that was a bit of the problem there. All right, we are going to be coming back on the clock in a second. We see James Cook or Irv Smith in round 9. The hell is going on there?
Off the board.
Oh, auto pick. So that's the problem with queuing up guys, right? You can queue up a guy and with plans to take him later just to make sure you see him, and you auto pick somebody 6 rounds ahead of what you plan to do. All right, we are back on the clock. I would personally like to go wide receiver, but they are pretty gross right now.
Alan Lazard is still out there.
We're going to grab Zay Jones.
That's fine with me. Yep, like it.
We'll get our double stack.
Yep.
We'll get our double stack with Jacksonville there. And I think there's plenty of guys that I like coming back to us here. And I don't think we have to necessarily go wide out again. So let's go over our team real quick. We have Trevor Lawrence, Tony Pollard, Ramondre Stevenson, Tyreek Hill, DJ Moore, Mike Evans, Evan Ingram, Cortland Sutton, Zay Jones for the team at the moment.
God, we have
right now.
DJ Moore and Mike Evans on the same team. Our team would have been stacked 4 years ago.
Last year, week 17, the two guys that could have won you everything was Mike Evans and DJ Moore with Tom Brady. So if you could have snuck that team through, you would have been great. I mean, Corrane won and he didn't even have Mike Evans.
That was the game where I think DJ Moore had like the game-winning touchdown, and then he did some. What the hell did he do? He got a penalty, didn't he?
No, I think that was the Atlanta game.
Was it? Okay, where they backed him up and then they couldn't hit the extra point or something. I don't know, but all I know is like went from absolute savior to absolutely ruining it.
Yeah, it was. I think that was the Atlanta game.
Sick catch, though. Did not expect that to go down.
Yeah, I also didn't expect him to get traded to Chicago this year, but here we are. They're just doing the complete rebuild in Carolina. Good for them.
Pecan comes in 20 minutes later and senses that we said something negative about Najee.
Yeah, there's Felix. He's got a Google alert just set up. Like as soon as somebody says something about Najee, Felix just Kool-Aid man's a chat. He just like bursts out the door. It's like, who's talking shit?
I heard what you said.
Yeah. Just starts throwing thousands of dollars at us.
Those alerts, the Najee alerts, they have a little bit of a lag. Sometimes they lag for a whole football season.
All right. So I'm not opposed. What do we want to do here?
I like Dylan.
That's actually who I'm eyeballing. I'm eyeballing Dylan here. Let's do it. Let's grab Dylan.
Let's grab him.
So really sets up our running back room pretty decently. We do only have 5 wideouts. I would like to get another wide receiver on this comeback probably, but I think we could push it here. Get a running back that I do like. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to want to do with this Green Bay offense this year. I think they could be sneaky average. I don't want to say sneaky good. I don't want to see sneaky great, but I think everyone is expecting them to be like a bottom 5 offense. And I think they could sneakily be like, right in the middle. I don't think they're going to be great. I don't think they're going to be phenomenal. Hell, they might not even be good. They might just be fine.
Aiming for fine is like the least risky take you can have on this show, right?
Yeah, basically. Well,
the ceiling is fine. Yeah.
But for me, as a lot of our chat knows, if I think you're a bottom 5 offense, I'm probably not drafting you. The tight end of those teams are generally the exception, but I'm usually just avoiding you. So there is a world where I could say that I just want to avoid Green Bay altogether. Or do I think that Green Bay is going to be fine enough to occasionally stack, occasionally one-off? And that's kind of where I'm leaning with them. I think they're going to be fine. And I think you're going to be able to do a Jordan Love stack or something like that and feel okay about it. Now, I'm not saying to go fucking nuts with Jordan Love because God knows what the hell we're going to get out there. Terrence says that he likes Green Bay this year. When a guy like Rodgers leaves, I think the team will be relieved and overachieved so people can say we should have gotten rid of him a while ago.
You know what gives me flashbacks of is some people in this area that were relieved when Tom Brady left the Patriots. And they said, You know what? Fresh start. Let's see what we got here. You know what we got? We got Cam Newton. And then we got Mac Jones. And then we got depression. And then we got a drinking problem. That's what we got. All right. But no, I think you could be right. I am interested to see what Love can do. And I'm interested to see what that offense can do. And I think you're right that we could end up being mediocre.
Yeah. The Patriots are the absolute definition of what you don't want to be. But we got to see them win a million Super Bowls. I'm actually good for the rest of my life. If a Boston team doesn't win another championship, I got to see them all win, baby. We're good.
Oh yeah. We had a hell of a run. I mean, I'd like to see it. That'd be okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
Be a good time. Yeah. Probably not going to be the Celtics this year, huh?
I put way too much money on the Celtics tonight, thinking that they're going to be able to get at least one freaking game. Probably just torch that money. But That's okay. All right, we are back on the clock. Wide receiver is just, wide receiver is gross.
Almost to a point where I don't even know if we can grab a wide receiver here.
No,
I mean, you're drafting with Jesse, and you see who's on the board there, right? Jacoby Myers, my boy.
Yeah, we're not doing
it's
it.
My boy Blue.
We're gonna grab Russell Wilson. We have Cortland Sutton, so we're gonna get that Cortland Sutton Russell Wilson stack as our second QB. This allows us to either do a 2 QB build or completely just go with the 3 QB.
Jacoby Myers, maybe. No, he's gone now. Damn it, I can't even do this. How are you not going to let me take Jacoby Myers on the first Rob and Jesse Sicko draft?
Because that's not Sicko. That is literally a problem. That is.
I'm kidding. If people might not know, this is like years going on of me just always being right about Jacoby Myers, who is the number 1 wide receiver in the league. You know,
that offense is going to be so bad. The Raiders is the offense that I am out on this year. Like that.
Nothing. No Josh Jacobs. Nothing.
I'm not. I mean, he's going second round. I think the offense as a whole is going to be terrible. Jimmy Garoppolo is garbage, to be completely honest.
Yeah, and I agree with your take of I don't know if you can take any of these wide receivers with Jimmy Garoppolo at the quarterback. I mean, not as early as they're going.
Well, Devontae going in the first round is scary as hell. I mean, I love the talent of Devontae Adams.
Of course.
But I mean, the guys around him in the first, he's getting older. He's got Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy Garoppolo can't throw the ball more than 10 freaking yards to save his life. Like, we're talking about the guy who had the most deep catches last year with Devontae Adams. You're talking about Jimmy Garoppolo, the guy that has the least amount of deep yard targets. Like, I mean, they just don't match. They don't mesh. Now, Devontae Adams has the talent to overcome that for sure. If he's Devontae Adams, he's getting older. Jacoby Myers is a possession guy.
He's 30 now. I feel like Devontae's still got a few more years in him. It's just, can he overcome the arm of Jim Garoppolo? I don't know.
Yeah, and I don't like it. Jesus Christ, Jalen Hyatt goes. Some of these guys.
You can say what you will about Derek Carr, but you know when he wanted to bomb it, you know he had a cannon.
Yeah, Derek Carr is fine. Like he's fine. Like he's the definition of fine. He's just fine. All right, we are gonna grab Jonathan Mingo.
Like it.
We need a wide receiver. He has the potential to be number 1 on Carolina. That offense looks like shit, but it is what it is. And it does have the week 17 correlation with Jacksonville, so we do get our bring back. So if we show our playoffs right now, we have the Carolina at Jacksonville stack of Lawrence, Zay Jones, Evan Ingram, and Jonathan Mingo. All the fancy tools for Spike Week.
Yeah, I kind of like what we got going on here. We're heavy and we're drafting a much different team than I normally would draft. And what I've never really done is also stack my backup quarterback. When you picked Russell Wilson, especially since it was over Jacoby Myers, I was sad. My kids started crying. But we've all gotten through it. And now that you have introduced why we did that, I kind of like that idea. I don't hate it, especially if Sutton pops off.
Well, that's part of it is you need to not only be stacking your first quarterback, you should be stacking your second quarterback as much as you can. The third, you can run into issues occasionally, but your team needs to make sense. And we'll have a show this year again about properly building your teams and all that stuff, but your teams need to tell a story, in my opinion. It's like, I always go back to poker, but when you're trying to run a bluff in poker or you're trying to get paid off, you're trying to tell a story, right? So your story is, I took Cortland Sutton, which means I think he's going to be a good wide receiver according to this team. So Russell Wilson should be fine to take as long as they're still together this year and Cortland Sutton doesn't get moved. So there we go. And if we can get another Denver Bronco to come back as well, perfect. If we can get a week 17 correlation, great. If we can't, whatever. Again, Eric always talks about pulling levers. All of these levers are what are making your team make sense.
That was beautiful. That poker analogy was nice. It was beautiful. It was beautiful in like the same way that like I have a gambling problem and I just sold all my mother's furniture for one more go at Las Vegas. Kind of beautiful,
Yeah,
but it makes sense.
That's what we're doing this year. We have our one last go into the main event.
That's right, Ma. If you're watching, get to sit on the floor for a little while. It's gonna work out. Rob says, as a Buffalo fan, screw you guys. I can't even get one title. Hey, the Bills, they're gonna win. They're gonna win at some point. It's just they have this obstacle of the Kansas City Chiefs in the way.
And the Cincinnati Bengals.
And as soon as the Patriots start clicking with Mac Jones, watch out. Not gonna happen.
Olaf's in the chat. What's going on, man? All right, MVS goes. That sucks. That was my next pick. You dicks. I know it's shocking that I wanted to draft MVS, but it's okay. We have options here. We have options.
Are we picking wide receiver here?
I would like to, but we're gonna make a pivot. We're gonna make a detour.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rob and Olaf. I wasn't joking. I do think the Bills could definitely win it. It's just, you know what you hate to see is you hate to see when they do go down in the playoffs and you see the comments like Stephon Diggs had last year, where you're just like, I don't remember exactly what he said, but something along the lines of like, we just can't get it done with this team. It's like, dude, that's not the attitude to have. But, you're upset over a loss. It happens.
We're going to grab Dulcich here, and we're going to do our double stack with Russell Wilson. So that is the game plan right now there. So we have our two tight ends. And I think when we grab Evan Ingram and Dulcich, we have the same as our quarterback situation where we don't have to grab another tight end if we don't want to. 20 rounds means I probably will want to. So right now we have a 2-3-6-2 build going. Our team.
Thank God we have GTO Best Ball who says, whoop, whoop, bye-week police. We have Lawrence and Ross. That's a good look right there. So we will need a third quarterback here. Thank you, bye-week police.
I don't care about bye weeks personally.
I overthink it. I lose
a lot of people do.
Bye week.
Right, so we have Lawrence, Pollard, Stevenson, Tyreek Hill, DJ Moore, Mike Evans, Evan Ingram, Cortland Sutton, Zay Jones, AJ Dillon, Russell Wilson, Jonathan Mingo, Greg Dulcich. You know what's fun is when you're reading off names and you don't see the first letter and you're just always trying to remember as you're reading fast everybody's name. I think I should get an award for it, honestly.
Yeah, you get it down much quicker than I do. Me, like halfway through the season, I'm like, probably Trevor, probably David.
Just everybody's name is Trevor. Trevor Rogers, Trevor Pickett, Trevor Johnson.
That's why you find me a lot of times on on podcasts and stuff. I'll just go with the last name.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I am forced to read them out per my Spike Week contract. I am told that I have to say the entire name
and their date of birth.
And their date of birth. Imagine if I had to learn everybody's birthday in the league, my brain would explode.
I can't even remember my own kids' birthdays. Never mind everyone in the league.
I just don't even remember if I have kids or not. So
that's the X Factor, kids. You don't have to remember birthdays if you don't know them.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I think we want to be looking. Oh, well, that's not the way we want to do this. All right. We are going to grab another running back now.
I think Singletary might be the play here.
I like Jalen Warren, so that's what we're going to do.
Okay. Yeah, I'm with it. The Najee Kool-Aid man's about to bust through the wall and yell at us for that one.
I know. Where is Felix? Don't let him know. Don't tell him that we're drafting Jalen Warren. He'll be very upset at us. All right. So we do see Singletary go. Nico Collins was a guy I was looking at there as another wideout, but we're probably going to be grabbing 8 wide receivers here anyways. It is what it is at this point.
We do have breaking news. Our bye-week police have come back and let us know that both of our tight ends are on the same bye week as well.
Well, yeah, dude, our tight ends are stacked with our quarterbacks.
Oh, yeah. I guess that would all pull together.
So it all ties together. That's called being unique, sir. GTO Best Ball.
Yeah, we play it really unique by not scoring any points from a single position.
That's
multiple weeks.
I mean, no one else is thinking of it.
Yeah.
No, but it does. But honestly, it does give you a unique team pairing because people do get scared of the bye week. So they'll hold off on doing, if they stacked up the Jaguars, they might be scared to stack up Denver, and there's still ways to do it. We can grab a third quarterback. Of course we can. With Trevor Lawrence and Russell Wilson, it's definitely fine to grab a third QB. We can grab a third tight end if we want. Our running backs are relatively strong, right? We're looking at 4 guys that I really like. We can go with a 5 running back build, not go with 6, push that over to the quarterback or the wide receiver spot. To the quarterback or the tight end spot and be completely fine, in my opinion. Jaden Reed was a target for me in this round. We do see him go.
Saw Mac Jones go.
That's a little early for Mac, but to each their own.
He heard all that Patriots talk that was going on here.
He was ready. He just he knew he had to. Yeah, this is where wideout gets really, really gross. We are on the clock, and we are going to scroll down, and we are going to grab Curtis Samuel. That's who we're going to draft.
I love it. Another sneaky one.
Nice little pickup here. Set some stuff up for us later, and we can do some things. So you've started doing some content and drafting. Do you have a preference on the site that you like drafting on, or are you just kind of winging it between all 3? Drafters, Draftkings?
Right now, I had a good amount of money sitting in Underdog, so I went with Underdog just because I had money in it. So, But after you put the poll out today on Discord and say what would you guys rather see us draft on, and we unanimously, I think, got Draftkings, that I was immediately like, wow, I should probably do a little more on Draftkings if that's what everyone wants to see. And I love full point PPR, so that's why I would lean towards Draftkings anyways. So every like regular fantasy year-long league that I'm in, I always try to push the owners like, let's go full point PPR, let's just do it. It's just more fun, and I do enjoy that format. Also, what do we have, 600 rounds to draft players in on Draftkings? So I like that. You got a little more depth.
Yeah, you get the 20 rounds on DraftKings. What's fun is when they do their playoff drafts and you get 20 rounds and you're like, bro, what are we doing here? Why are we drafting 20 rounds for playoff teams? Like, you're drafting,
you're drafting 4th string kickers and stuff.
You're just like, does Terrell Owens still play somewhere, anywhere? All right, I know who was 12. Rob. That's Rob B, right? You're grabbing Sam Howell from me? You better have. Bro, what are you doing? Why are you being so mean to me? Why you don't even have a wide receiver for Sam Howell? This is just rude.
That felt deliberate.
That's just rude. God damn it. I'm offended. I'm pulling the plug on the stream now. What are we doing? Mean. People are mean. People are not nice. All right. That's fine. We'll be okay, Jesse. We will be fine.
We found out. I cried a little right there, but I got over it. Everything's gonna be okay.
It's gonna be all right. All right. I would like. Did somebody just? Oh no, there he is. We're gonna grab Kenneth Gainwell here. I just would like to grab my 5th and final running back, and I want to be done most likely with running back now. And now I just want to focus on maybe a tight end, maybe a quarterback, and 2 wide receivers is kind of the way I would like to play this team. We will go over our team really fast. We are looking at Trevor Lawrence, Tony Pollard, Ramondre Stevenson, Tyreek Hill, DJ Moore, Mike Evans, Evan Ingram, Cortland Sutton, Zay Jones, AJ Dillon, Russell Wilson, Jonathan Mingo, Greg Dulcich, Jalen Warren, Curtis Samuel, and Kenneth Walker with 4 picks left to go in this draft. That's going to win us, Jesse, $1 million. And the greatest part of this is I can't name this team. So when it wins $1 million, we'll never know that you helped me. And
we'll just know because we're the only one that has Russell Wilson on a team. That was Kenneth Gainwell, not Kenneth Walker.
Oh, did I say Kenneth Walker? I meant Kenneth Gainwell. So that's going to be the great part, is when I win all the money and don't have to share it.
That's okay, because I just go back to this stream and find it and look at the lineup, and I know where you live. It's not that far.
Sir, I have access to the Spike Week YouTube, and I will be deleting every single draft right before week 17 goes off, so that nobody can go back and look when I win $1 million and disappear. I'm going to buy Spike Week. I'm going to buy
32,000 people watching right now. Every one of those is a witness, and I have full faith that they will support me here, and we'll split the legal fees, and I will still take all the winnings.
So somebody is recording this stream for you just to make sure that there is proof that, yeah, that's fair.
Yep. I have my children, they're laying on the floor with video cameras pointed at the screen. They're being very obedient by not speaking.
That's fair. That's fair. All right. I just want to see who is available for quarterbacks. All right. We have options here. We have
not
options. Many. No, they're not. I'm not saying they're good options.
No, I'm saying that we don't have any starting quarterbacks left there. Pull it back up. What do we have?
Yeah,
3?
Yeah, we got one that's a stacking partner in a week 16 matchup. So, yeah.
Wow.
And we're going to probably end up grabbing him right now. It's only 10 picks above ADP, but I don't trust these cowards that are sniping our quarterbacks without stacks. Looking at you, Rob B. How dare you? You steal my name and my quarterback. What is this?
Even went up one letter in the alphabet there.
I know.
So let's see. Yeah.
All right. That's very rude. We're going to have to probably fight to the death by the end of the season.
Yeah, we already got to go to Ireland to fight the other Rob Coakley from Twitter.
So Spike Week viewers have no clue about this. I have not brought this up on a Spike Week show.
So just so you guys know, there's a real Rob Coakley out there.
Yeah, it's me.
The original.
Me.
He's right here. But some guy on Twitter has the Rob Coakley handle. Apparently he lives in Ireland. And so we're planning a trip to go out there and fight it out of him. Yeah.
I'm going to fight him.
Just going to beat him. Find him at a subway station probably and go for it.
It's called challenging him to a duel. We're going to grab Baker Mayfield here. This completes our Mike Evans stack. We vomit as we press draft, but we do it. It'd be funny because I didn't even check their bye week, but if they have one week 9, they don't. It's week 5.
Bye week, please are going to come flying back in.
Oh, get the hell out of here, Rob. Your correlation with the 49ers. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. But yeah, we're going to fly to Ireland. We're going to fight the photographer, Rob Coakley. And it's going to be called challenging him to a duel to regain my honor. Totally legal.
It's a working title, but yeah.
Yeah. It's legal in Ireland, I think. To challenge
fist fights, probably. I mean,
yeah, fist fights are definitely legal.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about just challenging them to a duel. I mean, it feels very Ireland-like thing that you should be able to do.
Yeah, I don't know. That might have not been legal for the last few hundred years, but we're gonna give it a go. Build a ring of fire, as is tradition. Fight it out.
We are planning on doing an Ireland trip in the future, so
that's true. I do like that. You're like, how does this week work for Ireland? I'm like, well, I get back from Greece the day before. It's like, so that's not going to work. Like, no, it's not going to work. I'm not going to come back from Europe and go right back to Europe. Like,
well, I mean, just be an adult for me.
I'm trying to. I have a family. I need to have bills to pay. I have 2 mortgages. Come on,
Jesse. I found a haunted castle to stay in.
I love that. I
You're
love that.
Blowing this opportunity.
You're doing great. But come on.
All right, so we got our third quarterback. Let's see what's going on at wide out here.
Let's get some pieces that I don't hate.
Yeah, there's one that I don't hate.
Slayton could be okay. What is the story with Tim Patrick, who just went?
Tim Patrick is someone that I would have been eyeballing for this team. Obviously for the Russell Wilson. I mean, he's just a guy. We're grabbing Tyquan Thornton here. Like it just makes
All right.
sense. We have a
He
good
has
week
potential.
16.
The best wide receiver in the league is gone. So
Jesus Christ. This is
he
why
has
we can't do
Juju
streams together.
he has Juju Smith-Schuster to compete too, but that's a pretty lateral move going from Myers to Juju. So Thornton will still be that outside guy, and he showed some flashes. He could be good.
Yeah, I think Thornton's going to be the target on this team. He's my favorite wide receiver on the Patriots, which isn't saying much, to be completely honest. But of the wide receivers, I do prefer him over Juju. It's just not going to be that great. I think they're going to be better this year. I will say that about the Patriots. Don't think they can be worse. And
no, I think it'll be fine. I like Bill O'Brien coming back, and I think he'll do some good things with the offense. Gesicki's a nice addition. Do I think he's going to be a game changer? No, but anything's going to be a step up over what John Smith was doing for this team. So I think I like where this team is going. They're trending in the right direction. I don't think Mac Jones is the one.
I think people just overthought John Smith's role in an offense. Like, yeah, he had some pass catching games in Tennessee, but he was coming in to be like the dual threat tight end where he can block and catch some passes. Sometimes the problem was he just didn't catch passes at all.
No, and when he tried to, the ball would roll over his shoulder in slow motion and get picked off for a pick six. That should have been an easy catch. I will never let that go.
Jerome Ford going round 19 is interesting. That's later than I expected him to go in this draft. I mean, I didn't want to grab another running back, but that's an interesting play there. We are back on the clock. I would like to grab another wideout potentially. Let's check the tight ends real quick. Yeah, gross.
Go faster than that, son. 7 seconds pick.
We grabbed Kate Otten to complete a double stack with Baker Mayfield. Bro, I'm a pro. Just so you know,
That was pretty good. That was impressive.
So we got Kate Otten. We'll complete that. Vomit double stack of Baker Mayfield, Mike Evans, Kate Otten, which is fine. Our only week 17 matchup is that the Carolina Jacksonville, but that's fine. I think we have a lot of week 16 matchups on this team. Again, it's not the be all end all, regardless of that shanty you heard us sing last year, which if you guys watched that shanty, Jesse was actually part of that production.
Indeed. What a time it was. Excited for what we cook up for part 2, right?
Wow. We have not announced that there's going to be a part 2. Everybody block your ears. You've heard
what
nothing.
We could potentially cook up for part 2 if we were maybe thinking about doing a part 2, but we have not confirmed or denied such rumors.
Yeah, exactly. So I think after getting our third tight end, we're probably just grabbing a wideout. So let's just kind of look through the board here, see who we like, see if anybody makes sense. They are all not great. I mean, we could grab Jamal Agnew to go with this Jacksonville stack. We could grab Quez Watkins, who I like as a 20th round guy that could hit our lineup once or twice in the year just by catching a 60-yard touchdown. Don't hate something like that.
Yeah, he's a home run hitter.
I mean, that's what we're looking for in these 12th rounds, right? I mean, the 20th round, 12th. Wish it was the 12th round.
No, we got things to do.
We do have things to do. Tuesdays are such a crazy night for me.
Yep. I'm probably fine with that if that's where you want to go with the last pick.
Yeah, we'll go with Watkins. If Watkins somehow goes, we'll go with Jamal Agnew. I think those are the 2 picks that make the most sense for this team. We get 9 wide receivers. I actually like the wide receiver room that we have when we're going this deep.
Rob says, imagine not going to Ireland to fight your doppelganger.
Got to do it.
Got to put in the effort.
You gotta show the commitment. You want this name, you got to earn it.
That's true. Yeah. I have the commitment, just not on back-to-back Europe trips. If I were to do it, I would just stay in Europe. I'd be like, all right, I'm going to go meet Rob, but just for the fight. Just put it on pay-per-view.
We'll plan out that.
We'll work out the contract.
We'll plan out that trip. All right, so that completes our team with Quez Watkins. Let's go over the lineup. We have Trevor Lawrence, Tony Pollard, Ramondre Stevenson, Tyreek Hill, DJ Moore, Mike Evans, Evan Ingram, Cortland Sutton, Zay Jones, AJ Dillon, Russell Wilson, Jonathan Mingo, Greg Dulcich, Jalen Warren, Curtis Samuel, Kenneth Gainwell, Baker Mayfield, Tyquan Thornton, Cade Otton, Quez Watkins. We have 3 double stacks on this team with the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Denver Broncos, and also the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, hoping that Baker Mayfield is actually the starting quarterback for the majority of the year or all of it. We have our Week 17 game, which is Carolina and Jacksonville. We don't have a lot of Week 17 correlation other than that one game, but we did have quite a bit in the Week 16 thing, so I'm fine with that. Again, Week 17 is not the be-all, end-all. It is a tiebreaker at times. Other than that, do you have any, as Rob brings up Russell Crowe fighting around the world, great reference. Do you have any closing thoughts before we jump out of here?
Not really. No, I like this team. It started off weird, not the usual way that I would draft a team, but it ended up being pretty deep, and it's an exciting one with all these different kind of stacks that we have going on.
Well, and what I would say is when I draft with you here, you make me go Mike Evans over Kadarius Toney, and that allows us to get that third double stack, right? So that's kind of the beauty of drafting with other people occasionally. It helps you smooth out your biases a little bit. It helps us create
break out of the trends that we all find ourselves in when drafting the same team over and over again by accident.
Correct.
Happens to all of us.
That does, for sure. All right, that's going to do it for us. Make sure you are in the Discord. Make sure you are getting these great Spike Week tools. Look around. There might be promo codes here and there. I don't know if there's any right now, but even if they don't, these tools are well worth it. We get to see our percentages. We get to see our week. That's how I know we have the Week 16 matchups on this. Other than that, we will catch you later. We'll see you soon. Peace. Woo! Those were some spicy takes. Want to stay up to date with all of the other spicy takes we're going to have over here at Spike Week? Why don't you press that subscribe button below? You turn notifications on, we draft a team, boom, you know about it. We have another spicy take, boom, you know about it. You can be there. You can draft with us. You want to stay up to date? That's how you do it. All right, we'll catch you later next time here at Spike Week.